Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out the free monthly marketplace assets for the month of August. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, first of all I have the advanced female customization here. So if I hit play, make this full screen. Basically this is a character customization. So I can select a slot and enter in any name. And then click create. And so here are the controls. You have your basic pan, move around, select, all that good stuff. So we can pan the camera up and down and scroll out. Also rotate. Essentially how this works is it's a character creator. So you can select any parts of the character and click on this customize here. You have a bunch of different parameters. So also morph targets, so we can adjust the height, weight, head size, and neck size, arm length, pretty much every sort of setting that you'd want to adjust the character. Also, this is for each part of the body, so you could click back and then select the hair. You can change the hair type here. And there's actually quite a bit of different hair presets here. So there's actually more than just one. And then of course you can change the color. Quite a bit of different options here to pick from. You can select the face. And you can actually adjust even some more finer details like the jaw, eyebrows, things like that. And yeah, pretty much every morph target yet you could imagine. And then on top of that, you can select this character here in the side and choose different outfits. So we can select the outfit like that. And once you have it assigned, you just select it. And pretty much you can assign the different materials. So actually need to select the clothing. So I guess if you double click the cloth, then it will allow you to modify the materials. So here in the color I can change color to maybe brown, and the fabric you can actually change the pattern here to, actually not the pattern, I want to first change the type of material. So you can do fabric type, choose whatever type of material that you want applied. So there's actually a lot of different settings, and of course all the different material color options. So I can choose another different material here and set the fabric type material, or I guess the normal map in this case. So yeah, you have a lot of different control over the materials and just over all the different morph targets. And you notice there's a little bit of a bug there, not sure what that's all about. But yeah, lots of different presetted options, and it allows for a wide variety of customization. There's also like a screenshot button if you want to do that. And then you can see here it actually saved our customization settings. So if we go back here, the create button actually doesn't really do anything. So that kind of is a downside. Unfortunately, it'd be cool if they added the ability to press create and then it would spawn your character and you could just run around, but I guess they left that part out. But yeah, you can also press H to hide all UI elements. That's pretty much the advanced female customization. Let's go ahead and move on to our next pack. Alright, next up we have the in-game level editor. So if I hit play here, you actually need to assign the game mode to this BP editor game mode. For whatever reason in the demo map they didn't actually set that. So now if we hit play, so enter train blocks count limit. So we just hit generate there. We can make this full screen. So basically what this is a in-game level editor. So when you're playing in here you can click and create some land here. We can move around WASD. Can rotate the camera. You can pan the camera around and we can create basically a little terrain area here. And then we can select different objects and press E to rotate them. So make like a hill here. Then we can make some random stuff here. And yeah, you can pretty much modify this and add your own assets. And you can see here there's different categories. So we have terrain, geometry. So we have a wall here, and a doorway. Very basic geometry, obviously. Like I said, you can replace all this stuff. Then we have foliage, so we have trees here. And you can see here it has its own in-game foliage painter tool, which I think is pretty neat. And then activity here, we have spawn. So you place your player spawn right there. And you can actually go in and play as a character. Okay, so if we hit play here, you see we're in our level now. And for whatever reason, they didn't set it up so you play as like a third-person character. But I'm sure you can modify that in the blueprint pretty easily. But yeah, look at that. You can run around the map. And honestly, this would be a really cool addition to your game. Just to use like the blueprint side of this. Obviously replace all this stuff with your own assets. And create some sort of like community modding type. So you wouldn't have to download some external program. You could just do it directly inside of the game. So yeah, you have activity, buttons, cubes, doors. We have save and load. Yeah, that's pretty much all the different settings. We also have lighting settings here. It looks like we can change the time of day, horizontal position of the sun, color, temperature, skylight, and the actual background. Yeah, not a lot of different assets in here, obviously. It's just to kind of showcase what you can create with this tool. And of course, if I exit out here and show you guys some of the blueprints, we have all of the widgets that are being used in this level editor, so you can customize the look. And then we have all the blueprints here, so we can open up something like the editor camera. Looks pretty well commented out. But yeah, honestly, a pretty neat tool here, and I think it'd be cool to mess around with this, maybe add your own different assets and things like that, and see what kind of levels you can build. And let's go ahead and move on to our next pack. Next up, we have Luo's 8 elements. So this is like if you've ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, we have a water splash attack. So these are the particles here that you're getting. Basically this projectile particle effect and this splash hit. Okay, so here's a water defense one, which is just spinning around. Then over here is the earth attack. So just rocks like an earthquake. And then over here is the earth defense. And then over here, the earth attack alternative, I guess. So I guess they included another one. And that one actually looks a lot more better than the other one. Okay, then we have the wind attack. So a little gust of wind and a whirlwind there. Then the defense one. Then we have the fire attack, so a nice little fireball there, an explosion at the end. And the fire defense. There's a couple more different particle effects, so I'll go ahead and show you guys that. So now we have over here the ice attack, which I think is pretty neat. Then we have the ice defense. That one's pretty cool. Okay, and then probably one of my favorites, the lightning attack here. And the lightning defense. This one's pretty neat. Okay, and then the dark attack. Some sort of like dark magic or something. And the dark defense. And then the light attack. So there's a little particle effect. It kind of looks like a star. An explosion of light. And then the light defense. Yeah, so that's pretty much Luo's 8 elements. So there are all these particle effects that you can use for your game. And yeah, just a pretty neat small pack there of a couple different particle effects I can use. All right, let's go ahead and move on. All right, next up we have here the Root Motion Guide. So this is basically a plugin for Unreal Engine, and I've added it here to my project. It's called the Root Motion Guide plugin. And basically what this works is, I'll show you guys real quick. I can run over here to this collision box, and what it will do is my character will automatically play the root motion and line up perfectly. So this is pretty much a way that you can take any Mixamo root motion animation, or really any root motion animation, and have it set up so there's a collision box that you run into, and it will automatically, or not automatically, but you can manually align this root motion animation with world objects like this here. So how I set this up is I actually followed the guy's tutorial here. So on the marketplace page here, he actually has all these tutorials here that you can follow, all the way from importing the Mixamo animation to setting up the root motion for your character. And it was pretty straightforward. The video didn't have any talking or anything, so it was kind of hard, but yeah. So here is the actual asset here. If I go in the details, basically to set this up, you assign the animation you want. And this animation is a root motion animation. And what that means is I have root motion enabled right here. And then if you watch this tutorial, he shows you to open up the root motion extractor. And basically you extract the root motion from the animation, and it allows you to use like the movement data to move your character while the animation is playing. So you assign it here, and you're able to set these arrow intervals that show you kind of a preview of what the root motion animation will look like. And that then allows you to drag certain objects here and place it like so that you can get a realistic movement. Now he has shown it working for like climbing around, doing like certain parkour and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty interesting. And another thing to note is that to set this up with your character, it's also pretty straightforward. This is all the blueprint code that you need. And of course you add this root motion movement component. So this is part of the plugin. You just add root motion movement. And then this is all you need. Just a simple event begin overlap. Check and see if it's this root motion actor here. And then if so, play the montage. That's pretty much all the setup that you need. But yeah, that's pretty much this pack. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. Alright, next up we have this modular office scene. So this is a sci-fi modular office scene here. And let me just turn down my camera speed. So we can see here, you can see some of the office computers here. That monitor is just a transparent screen, keyboard and mouse. Now look at that desktop tower too. Yeah, so over here we have just a little office space, little information board there, first aid. Okay, some binders and books. I really like the design of this chair. Okay, and the lockers. Then through this door, this is like the meeting room, I guess. So over here, you have all the chairs here. And then all the overhead lights. Yeah, and then over here is, I guess, like the logo, but for some reason it's just poorly lit. But yeah. Then over here we can go up the stairs. And this is kind of like the lobby area. I don't know what's in here. I guess some more waiting area. And this part is just a cube map. Okay, so over here, this I guess is the elevator. It actually looks pretty nice. Okay, so back into the meeting room over here. We have the office on the right. So I wonder where this one leads. Okay, so we have a little staircase, and I really like the lighting in here. This looks pretty good. So up here, it looks like another waiting room or something. I guess this goes up higher over here. So this must be like the corporate office, I guess. And then we have some more binders and things like that. Then we have this futuristic laptop over here. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much the map. Oh, I guess I missed this little office here. I didn't notice that this was in any way connected. And here's the overview map. So these are all the different modular assets used in that little map. So we have the floors, walls, all the office supplies here, and all the signs and things like that, cabinets, desks, tables, chairs, all that good stuff. And then all the glass walls, all the sci-fi walls here, and then all these wooden walls, which I think were pretty cool, kind of look like Blade Runner. And that's the sci-fi office pack. And that, I think, concludes all of the different assets that are free for the month. Now there is one more asset pack that is actually free, but it's permanently free, which is this Landscape Pro 2.0 auto-generated material. So we can go ahead and check this out now. Alright, so this is basically the Landscape auto material here. So as you can see, it actually comes with trees, grass, along with the auto material. So I think this is a pretty cool thing to have permanently free on the marketplace, because it doesn't seem like there's anywhere that you can get a landscape auto material for free at all. And I think it's kind of one of the essential things to have in Unreal Engine, since you're almost always going to be using a landscape of some sort. So yeah, it comes with the, looks like a rock layer, dirt layer, and grass layer. And of course all the trees that you see in here, the grass, the rocks. So I think it's pretty nice. And this is just one of the levels here, so I can zoom out. You can see here it's a pretty decent sized map, it's not too big. And of course I can show you the other levels that we have. So yeah, this will give you a better idea of what the landscape material looks like. And in my opinion, this map looks really good with this material. So yeah, here it is. You can see we have the rock layer, the dirt here, and even the grass. So yeah, it looks pretty good. My only complaint with the material though is if you zoom out, the tiling here needs to be fixed. But if you get up close, like if I get closer here, you see it looks absolutely fine. I think this looks fine, and that should be the far out texture, so I think they might have this reversed. But I mean, this looks fine up close too. But yeah, and even with the grass here, so if I zoom out, you can see, we can see the obvious tiling here. So if they faded it with a, distance faded this with a larger tiled texture, and it'll look a lot better. I mean, obviously if you get close here in the grass, you're not going to notice that at all. It's just when you look overhead. But yeah, I mean, even look at the grass, it looks pretty decent. So yeah, that's the Landscape Pro 2.0 auto-generated material. So just search this or go to free, permanently free collection. So this will be a really useful tool for really anyone who wants to mess around with the auto material, because you can very easily just go into landscape mode here, start sculpting stuff out, and you see it automatically does the rock, the grass layers for you. So yeah, auto materials are really nice and handy, and I think it's a good thing that Epic decided to include this for permanently free. Anyways, that includes this month's free marketplace content. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. Let me know which asset pack you guys are going to use in your game. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.